All right, guys. Sorry for the wait, but we have to really do this reaction video. We have to do it because we've been wondering what happened to Sonya Deville's contract and why she got, released. So her name, she revealed her real name now, so we can still call her Sonya Deville, but her real name is Daria Baranaro, and her wife's name is Tony. So not Tony Storm, but just Tony. We don't know her last name, but I'm pretty sure it's the same last name because they're married. But I think it's very important for us to, do this because we need to know her side of the story of why she got released. Maybe she's still in disbelief. Maybe she don't know. But I think it's important. And FYI, she is a lesbian. I'm pretty sure, in case you guys don't know, and she's married to a woman. And we're not going to judge in this channel because we support anyone who's in love and you love who you want to love. And we're going to just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? We don't judge in this channel. So whoever you guys love is who you love. But I'm just glad that her wife is right there supporting because, Sonya Deville, she deserved better, in my opinion. And I could just say my thoughts at the end, but I might do some pausing, but I just want to get to the part why she got released and what are her thoughts of, and how she feel and what she going to do moving forward. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. If y'all want to subscribe to their podcast, the Unwrapped, go right ahead. But let's go ahead and get started, all right? I should have known she was going to do a podcast with her wife, but I guess, hey, Mandy did one with her husband, so, doing it with the wife, hey, that's cool, we ain't judging. So let's go ahead and get started, man. I want to get the reasoning, so let's go ahead and get started, all right? And even if it's not the main reason, we just want to get her thoughts and how she feels and what she's going to do moving forward. So let's go ahead and get started, all right? Let's go.
What's up, guys? I'm sorry I kept you waiting in the dark. As you know, we've had some big life changes lately, and Tony and I thought no better way to discuss all that than right here with you. And so here goes it.
No, go ahead.
Where do we begin, babe?
Well, I think we have to begin at the beginning of the next chapter.
Fair. As a lot of you guys know, 10 days ago now, I got the call. My contract was not being renewed with the WWE. I was in Washington, D.C. for a cheer tournament with our little one. I was actually running on the treadmill working out with our older one, Giovanna, and I got a phone call. We were...
Damn, I forgot she had kids. Shit.
In the middle of negotiations. And so I thought the phone call was going to be the middle ground that we met on, an agreement, a contract, and it was, we are not renewing your contract. So for complete transparency, which this is really the first time I'm saying this, I was shocked. We were both shocked, I think.
Yes. And we weren't together, and she calls me and goes, they're not renewing my contract while I was at practice with the little one for cheer.
What did you think when I called you? Did you think I was messing with you?
No, I had a drop in my stomach, and I was like, what?
Damn, Sonya sound like a husband. That stud roll, baby. She still got it. The way she talking to her wife, I know who's in control of that bedroom. God damn, man. Wow, man. She still got it. Hey, man, shout out to Sonya Deville, man. Yeah, like I said, love who you want to love, man. This is good. This is good. Let's get back to the video.
Because this whole time, you were unsure of, what was going to be next.
Yeah, it was a weird time.
Want to be next, and all these questions come up, and meanwhile, I was the one the entire time saying, "Are you crazy? You're gonna be there forever. Just that morning, actually, we were having talk about babies, and that's a topic for another day. But it was, we didn't want to do it while you were traveling, and I was like, well, I guess it's never happening because you are going to be there forever.
Yeah, crazy. And there's so many things. There's so many different factors. There's so many things to lead us to the mindsets we were in leading up to the phone call. The fact that I'd been there for 10 years, the fact that I had a great relationship with almost everybody from backstage to talent to across the board. And I everyone was like family there. I mean, you work somewhere for 10 years consecutively. You become like a family. So it was unexpected. Nonetheless, in typical Daria fashion, the first thing I did was
skip a beat.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird because it's like a blessing in disguise, because you literally went right into action of like, oh my God, there's so many things I wanted to do but couldn't because my hands were tied.
Right.
And you just were like, all right, let's go on to.
Well, there's so many things to that. Okay, first and foremost, I had the greatest 10 years of my life. So grateful. The stories on the road, the traveling, the wrestling, the performing. Like, I lived out dreams that I could have never imagined. I did imagine them. I think I manifested them as a child, but never could have even dreamt something so incredible. So grateful to the WWE. And at the end of the day, it's a business. And I think business minded. And so for whatever the reason is, I don't know the reason, and I could sit here and try to come up with one or guess or be like, oh, it was definitely that, or it was because I said that or did that. But you know better than anyone, like, I put 150% effort in the entire 10 years. But most importantly, the last 3. I went down to the performance center on my own time, moved there for 2 months to train to get the rust off.
Because just earlier the same year, this past year, you moved down there for 4 months to train when you were healed.
To get my ACL better, yeah. So anyway, 110%. We did everything. And so it was such a feeling of when I got the call, he said the words. At first it was shock. At first it was whoa. But then it was almost instantaneously, my trust in the universe allowed me to just be at peace with it instantly, because you can't fight fate. That chapter was meant to close, and all these new beautiful blessings were meant to come, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But just the way things happen, is there anything more serendipitous? It happened for a reason. So how could you be mad at that? How could you be upset or frustrated or even wonder what if? Life's too short. I have so many dreams, so many things I want to do, and I still love everybody there. And I have a great, my memory from that place is nothing but positive, and I want to keep it that way. But also I respect that the universe is hey, that chapter's closed right now, forever, whatever, it doesn't matter. But on to the next, let's go. I have 2 kids and a wife to take care of. We have a family. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
And so I think that just allowed me to have instant peace. It was it's all good.
But were you surprised?
I was. I was shocked by the phone call. What are the reasons you think we weren't surprised? The part of us that kind of thought it might have been coming.
So I think that it's twofold here. I think when you look at the bigger picture of your life, I think that your dream as a 12-year-old kid was not to be a wrestler.
Correct.
And I think that what your dream was, you being a wrestler with them, was holding you back.
Interesting.
So I think that, because I've seen what your life has been the last 4 months, with auditions and other opportunities coming your way. And it was the universe was setting you up, because I think that if you didn't have the last 4 months that you had, with being so busy. I mean, you're traveling, you're landing on a Tuesday morning, you're filming auditions that are due by noon, then you're flying back out the next day for an appearance that is not WWE related or whatever. And I saw like life was just really hectic.
Yeah.
And it's like at some point something has to break. And I know that that wasn't your dream to be a wrestler. And to be fair, like I think what it does to your body and it makes me nervous and, you know, just like the lifestyle with the traveling and it's a hard life to keep up with. And I think one of those two things had to break. So if one had to break, I'm happy it was wrestling because now you can do what your dream was as that 12-year-old kid. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Fair.
And I think that you're such an entrepreneur and you're such like a go-getter and like a, you know, like you have so much motivation and there was nothing to do with that motivation because it really had nothing to do with you. You could just show up on, you know, Monday night for the match that they tell you and do the best that you can. But besides that, you have no control over anything.
Right.
You know, you're just like their puppet, you know. So I forgot what your question was. Was I surprised?
Yeah.
Yes, I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I was totally surprised because I feel like with all of that being said, and I think it is like such a good blessing and like so many more exciting things than that are about to happen. But I was very surprised because I'm like, oh my God, you would have been, if they would have given you the reins to be like the greatest heel there ever was. So I feel like that's not fair. I'm like, no, she's not done. Like,
right.
Like you guys like didn't use her. You didn't use her for what she was like the greatest at. So like.
Now see, shout out to Tony, man, because she's mentioning things that we needed to hear. Like when she said that, you know, like, no, she's not finished, you know, she's not finished as being heel. That's some real shit, you know. I appreciate her speaking that up because I don't think Sonya Deville would have brung it up, in my opinion. Maybe she would have, but it's like, I can understand why Sonya Deville doesn't want to go ham because she don't have all the answers. She just knows she got let go. And I figured she was going to say that because she wished she had the answers, but she don't. And, you know, the way I see it, I feel like the reason why they let her go was because they had no plans for her. They had no story for her. They had a story with her and Sonya and Zoe and Damage Control, but everybody got injured. So with that being said, you know, like Asuka and Kylie Zane and, you know, Dakota at one point, but now she's back. It's kind of just like, damn, like it's pretty much nobody has a storyline no more. The Unholy Union could have had a storyline, but they took it out. You know, they could have been beefing with Bianca and Belair and Naomi. They could have been beefing with, you know, Chelsea and Piper, even though they were, well, yeah, they're face. So, yeah, they could have had something going, but instead, y'all sent them to NXT and they only did it one time, and after that, it was gone. So it's just sad to see, man, and I just wish she had an explanation, but I understand, you know. I'm not expecting her to say much, but I really want to know. The main thing I just want to know is what's she going to do next? Is she going to go to a different company, or is she just going to start her independent businesses with her wife, with her wife? You know, there's just a lot of questions of what she's going to do moving forward, but only thing I just hope for is that all the money that she made in those 10 years, I hope that she saved it to the point where she ain't never got to go broke again, you know what I'm saying, or have to live with nobody. Like, I just hope that all the money that she earned from WWE, she saved it, put it away, invested, and, you know, and just live good, you know what I'm saying? Because she, you know, again, you know, her being released is not the problem. It's her being released and there's no future plans, you know, moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You see what happened with Mandy Rose, like her friend Mandy Rose. Like, after she got released, she relied on, you know, the fan pages and OnlyFans and it worked. You know, there was some reports saying that she made $500,000 off of it, and it was enough money to where she could take care of herself, including her husband. And even though her husband's making some money on his own, you know, they got their own podcast and it worked, and she's living life. And I'm glad for her. I'm happy for her, you know, because she could be free. She ain't got to travel and not be home. She could finally be home with her dog, with her mom and her husband. She ain't gotta like go this country and that state. She could just go with with her family and her husband and her dog, and then she can just just live life, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? So now I hope Sonya Deville do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Just live life. Now I'm not saying make an OnlyFans. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is live your life. You know what I'm saying? Start some businesses on your own. You made enough bread to where you could do that, and hopefully she can do that, because I hate the fact that she got released like that, and but again, we could talk about that at the end of the video. But the main thing I just want to say that I'm just happy that her wife acknowledged the fact that this is unfair. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to be positive. They're trying to not to bash WWE, because I guess they looking at it like this, right? If it wasn't for WWE, I wouldn't be in this position. So they gave me an opportunity and I took it, And, even though she didn't win no gold, the only gold she won was, the women's tag team belts. But the problem is she couldn't, she didn't keep it because of that knee. And Chelsea had to team up with Piper because she couldn't team up with Sonya Deville no more because, it got vacated due to the injury. So it was definitely a buzzkill right there. But, again, at least, Sonya Deville came back, but just couldn't come back the way she wanted to come back. But yeah, 10 years of her being involved in WWE, can't take that back for nothing, But at least she's free and can do what she want to do now. But still, I wish she was back in the ring. But let's get back to the video.
That part, shocked me. I'm like, are you guys crazy? Part of me just looks at it like, you were so good, and when you were given an opportunity, like, are they crazy? So yes, I was surprised by that.
Thanks, babe.
And you're just such a good role model. You're such a good spokesperson for the company. You're such a good look, a good athlete. I don't know. I felt like you checked all the boxes of what a wrestler has to be. It's a performer. It's an athlete. Talk on the mic, the looks. You check every one of those boxes. So yes, I was very shocked.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I haven't even thought any of this out. And that's another thing. This is still so new. So I'm sure my feelings and emotions about this will evolve. But I didn't think about any of that. It was just okay. Like you said, did I grow up wanting to be a wrestler? No. But did I fall in love with the business in the meantime? Absolutely. I fell in love with what I was doing. It was crazy how it happened because I wanted to be an actress. The thing Tony keeps referring to I wanted to do since I was 12 years old was act. My mom took me to my first acting class when I was maybe 13. It was an hour away from my house. She would drive me there. She'd sit there with me for 4 hours and watch me do monologue and scene study. So yeah, that was my first dream. The way that people fall in love with music and use music as their vice when they're depressed or sad or happy is the same thing I did with television and film. I was having a hard time in school in my adolescent years, and I would come home, lock myself in my basement, and binge watch One Tree Hill with my neighbor. And that allowed me to escape the world and forget about literally everything that was going on. And it was then that I fell in love with acting. I was like, wow, you can escape reality. You can make people feel so strongly one way or another. Similar to wrestling, but that was my dream. And the irony of it all is that the week they didn't renew my contract, I booked my first big film project.
How booked before you got this phone call?
Right.
It's
3 days.
The universe was literally
3 days before I got the phone call. I got the call from my manager that I booked this role that I had auditioned for. How weird.
Whoa. So let me get this straight. So after she got fired, but they said that this was before she got fired, but basically she got a movie role the week that she got fired. Whoa. But she said before, but okay, whatever. It don't matter. You got a movie role. So I like the fact that she said acting was her passion because, I want Liv Morgan to have the same thing. So for her to say that she got a movie role on the way, Oh yeah, man. I hope that audition go well, man. Cause like I said, yeah, I would love to see Sonya Deville in a movie. Now, if it's an LGBT movie, I gotta look at the trailer first because I am heterosexual, so don't take it. Don't, I'm not discriminating or nothing. I just want to look at the trailer, make sure it's good, make sure it's what's the categories of it, what's the genre, and if it's a horror movie, I'm passing. Not because it's gay, but because it's horror. I don't like horror movies. Some of it is cool, but all of them no. So, yeah, I would definitely want to see it. I like that outfit, Side of El God. I gotta wear that outfit. Other than that, man, that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's great. That's great. That was great. All right, let's get back to the video.
Weird is the universe. What a beautiful thing. Like, what is there to be mad about? I see people leave and they say bad things about the company, or they talk crap, or they say whatever they say, and I cannot relate. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot relate. I loved every minute of it. I love everybody there. I love everything I got to do, everything I did, experienced. But that was a chapter, and it was a decade long. A decade. Travel, wrestle, eat, sleep, repeat. And it was fun. But now I have no choice but to listen to the universe and the universal signs. Like, hey, D, that was good. But here's what's next. And
that's like the smallest glimmer of what's next. What they already have lined up for you.
Yeah.
Let the universe say they, but
yeah. It's exciting. I'm excited. We have a lot of things coming up.
Yeah, we do.
All right, and that's the end of that video. But however, I do want to say this though. Even though Sonya Deville has positive things to say about the company, there is some things in WWE that need some changes, especially the bookkeepings. But again, we could talk about that in another video. But I think we all agree that the bookkeepings need the most changing. But other than that, man, hey, listen, I've been rocking with Sonya Deville since she came in the main roster with Mandy Rose, and I'm just glad that both of them had the opportunity to wrestle and have the opportunity to shine. And I still remember their storyline to this day, when they were beefing for a little bit, but then they came back when behind the scenes and whatnot. And I'm just glad that they're still friends. They're still doing their thing. I don't know if they still have their donut business, but however, I am glad that Sonya Deville got an opportunity in a movie role, and I can't wait to watch it and see where it's gonna go, and hopefully it'll be in theaters so I could pay a ticket to support it. But y'all get on the comment box, and what do you guys think about the video, man? Do you feel bad for Sonya Deville still, or are you happy for her because of this moment that she had during the week that she got released? I think it's great that she got a passion for something than wrestling and acting. Hey, listen. Hopefully, Liv Morgan will have the same passion. But I'm glad that Sonya Deville got a movie role, and I can't wait to support it. Hopefully, you guys will do the same thing if it's in theaters or Netflix or Hulu or any type of streaming platform. If I ever get any updates on that, I will let y'all know. I will hopefully I can play the trailer or whatever she's in it, and whatever movie it is, I'll advertise it. But I do want you guys to know that Sonya Deville is in a good position because she has her wife and she has her kids, and even though I can't see them, or you have to go on her Instagram to see it. I'm just happy that she's happy, and I'm happy that she has an opportunity in wrestling. So, hey, her being an actor her being an actress over being a wrestler, that's all the talent we need to see. So I can't wait to see it, what she's doing with the acting world, and I can't wait for her to be in that space. So get in the comment box and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and go show some love to Sonya Deville's page, man. Let me see if I can put her Instagram real quick. Here's her. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so if you guys have her on Instagram or Twitter, here's her social media platforms right here. Then go show some love, man. Go show some support, all right? All right, and I'll catch y'all on the next video, okay? I'm out.